I never imagined that a single careless remark could ripple through my entire marriage and completely shift the connection I had with my husband. My husband Daniel and I had been together for 8 years, married for 6. Our life looked flawless from the outside, an inviting home, a close circle of friends, 2 thriving kids, and a love I believed could withstand anything. It all started on an ordinary evening. I made a playful joke about a minor habit Daniel had, something trivial in my mind. I didn't think twice, but the joke hit wrong. Daniel's face stiffened, and the warmth I always saw in him vanished immediately. He hardly spoke for the rest of the evening. I assumed he was tired or stressed. I apologized lightly, then more earnestly, but nothing seemed to break through. The next morning, I tried to hug him as he left for work. He gently pulled away. I laughed nervously, thinking he was overreacting. But as the days passed, a troubling pattern emerged. Daniel avoided me physically at every opportunity. Sitting close on the couch, I would brush against him accidentally, he recoiled. Holding hands while walking became impossible. The intimacy that had always been natural disappeared almost overnight. At first, I told myself it was temporary, maybe he needed space, maybe work was stressing him out. But weeks stretched into months, and the barrier persisted. What began as avoidance soon turned into emotional distance. Daniel remained polite, discussing family matters, but the warmth, the affection, the intimacy all gone. I felt isolated and rejected. I replayed my harmless mistake over and over, questioning myself. Had I really said something offensive? Was our relationship weaker than I thought? Did this reveal a deeper problem? Desperate, I sought help. I read articles about marital intimacy, spoke cautiously with friends, and considered couples therapy. One theme became clear: physical intimacy is closely tied to emotional trust. If a partner feels hurt or unsafe, even minor incidents can trigger withdrawal. I realized Daniel's distance wasn't just about the joke, I had shaken his emotional safety, which needed careful rebuilding. I decided to act deliberately, step by step. One quiet evening, I asked Daniel to talk, assuring him I wanted to understand his feelings. He was hesitant, avoiding eye contact, giving short answers. Gradually, I encouraged him to open up. I listened without interrupting, validated his feelings, even when I didn't fully understand them. I said, "I see that my comment hurt you. I want to understand why." Over time, he explained that my joke felt like a personal attack. It had tapped into old insecurities he had silently carried for years. Something I considered trivial had caused real emotional pain. Understanding this changed everything. I approached the situation with empathy instead of defensiveness. Next, I focused on rebuilding trust and comfort without forcing physical intimacy. I gave him space while remaining emotionally present. I made small gestures, notes, expressing gratitude, cooking favorite meals, engaging in shared activities that didn't involve touch but created connection. We talked, laughed, spent time together. Slowly, the walls began to lower. Professional guidance also helped. A marriage counselor taught us ways to navigate emotional distance, exercises to rebuild trust, and safe communication methods. Eye contact exercises, sitting in silence together, sharing daily reflections, each step slowly repaired our bond. Over months, Daniel allowed hand-holding while walking, morning hugs, gentle touches on the shoulder. Every small step was monumental. The intimacy that had been lost returned gradually, through careful, deliberate actions that respected his emotional boundaries. Through this journey, I learned vital lessons. Even small mistakes can trigger deep emotional responses, especially when insecurities are involved. Rebuilding intimacy requires patience, empathy, and focus on emotional safety. It cannot be rushed, it must be nurtured through consistent understanding and respectful behavior. Today, Daniel and I are restoring our relationship. Physical and emotional barriers have mostly lifted. We understand that trust and intimacy need ongoing attention, and we remain mindful of our words and actions. If anyone else faces a similar challenge, here's what I've learned: listen without defending, understand why your partner feels hurt, validate their emotions. Emotional safety is key to rebuilding intimacy. Be patient, recovery takes time, and small steps matter. Seek professional support. Counseling provides tools for communication and trust. Focus on connection, not just touch. Shared activities and gestures rebuild closeness first. One minor mistake doesn't have to ruin a marriage. With empathy, patience, and effort, even the deepest walls can be overcome, and intimacy can return stronger than before.